All right. Good evening. This is the city council meeting for Marion, Iowa, Thursday, October 20th, 2022. And we will have the Pledge of Allegiance to start. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Harper,
Here.
Mr. Jensen,
Here.
Miss Atkins, Mayor Aboasley, Mr. Brandt,
Here.
Miss Menzer, here, Mr. Sterned.
Here.
And at this time, we'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. And now we have a public forum. This section is for comments from the public on topics listed on the agenda but not associated with a public hearing. So if you're here to talk to the council about anything on the agenda that's not a public hearing, please come forward to the podium. And seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda.
Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as follows. Items A1 to G2, resolutions 30904 to 30930, except for items E12, which is resolution 30922, and F5, which is resolution 30927, which are removed from the agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as follows. Items A1 through G2, resolutions 30904 through 30930, except for items E12, resolution 30922, and F5, resolution 30927, which have been removed. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve resolution number
Sorry, hold on. We need to turn this over to the Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve resolution number 30931, approving amendment to 28E agreement with Medco and Marion Independent School District regarding the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, funding allocation for the Marion Community Build Project and authorizing payment in the amount of $100,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30931, approving amendment to 28E agreement with Medco and Marion Independent School District regarding the American Rescue Plan Act funding allocation for the Marion Community Build Project and authorizing payment in the amount of $100,000. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor of resolution number 30931, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion carries with one abstention. Back to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you very much. At this time, we have a public hearing regarding the proposed sale of the property located at 524 10th Street. Public hearing is now open. I was like doing the gavel. Do we have a presentation on this? Short one or not? Not tonight. Okay. Any discussion on it? No, we're going to actually leave this public hearing open for the future, for the next meeting.
For the next council meeting.
For the next meeting. So we'll just move right on to, and then A3 has been removed, so we will move on to A4, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve resolution number 30933, approving agreement with Baker Tilly US LLP to conduct a compensation study and authorizing payment in the amount not to exceed $91,760.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30933, approving agreement with Baker Tilly US LLP to conduct a compensation study and authorizing payment in the amount not to exceed $91,760. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries. At this time, we have another public hearing on proposed amendment to the Collins Road Extension Urban Renewal Plan. Public hearing is now open. Is there a presentation on this one?
Yes, Your Honor. So this is a public hearing for the amendment to the Collins Road Extension Urban Renewal Area. Every time that we add a project or add a program or amend a program within the urban or within a urban renewal area, we need to make an amendment to that urban renewal area. So this is the 4 on your screen here. And A5 is also through A11 is they're all related to this same topic.
Thank you. Is anyone here to speak in favor or opposed to the amendment? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing.
Your Honor, I move to approve resolution number 30934, approving the urban renewal plan amendment for the Collins Road Extension Urban Renewal Area.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30934, approving the urban renewal plan amendment for the Collins Road Extension Urban Renewal Area. Discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries. And we have another public hearing on proposed development agreement with Russell L. Peck. Public hearing is now open.
Yes, so this is related to that amendment to the Collins Road area, urban renewal area. This is a tax increment finance rebate with Russell L. Peck. This is actually polymer engineering. And so it's not to exceed 50,000. It's a tax rebate for 5 years and the project value is 500,000.
Thank you.
And it's actually a construction of a new building.
Thank you. Anyone here to speak in favor or opposed to this proposed development agreement? I forgot to ask on the first one, had any comments outside of the meeting?
We have not.
Thank you. Were there any for the one before?
There is not.
Thank you. And I will close, seeing none, I will close the public hearing.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 30935, approving development agreement with Russell L. Peck, authorizing annual appropriation, tax increment payments, and pledging certain tax increment revenues to the payment of the agreement.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution 30935, approving development agreement with Russell L. Peck, authorizing annual appropriation tax increment payments and pledging certain tax increment revenues to the payment of the agreement. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. What I recall about this, since we had received the correspondence earlier about this is a return of manufacturing activity into Marion that has previously been outsourced. And I think that was indicated in the public hearings presentation. So I guess I just wanted to clarify that, or at least confirm that that's my recollection is accurate.
Oh, sorry, could you repeat? Sorry.
Yeah, so Brian, what I recall, because this was some
apologize.
correspondence we had, I think, received previously, But this is actually a return of manufacturing capacity that heretofore has been has been outsourced elsewhere. So this is bringing business in essence back into Marion.
Yes, it is correct.
Okay,
It is.
all right. I just wanted to
Sorry.
highlight that
Yes.
for the record.
Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries. At this time, we have a public hearing on proposed development agreement with Cooper Properties LC. Public hearing is now open. Go ahead.
So this again is related to the Collins Road Urban Renewal Area Amendment. This is for a tax increment finance rebate not to exceed $200,000. And it's 100% for 5 years with a project value of 3.7 million. And this is with the Actera Group is the company name. And it's the it's an addition. So there is a new building to that yellow to the left there, and then there's the addition to their current facility of a paint shop. They are expanding that facility.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor or against the proposed development agreement? Seeing none, we will vote. Any comments outside of the meeting?
I have not received any.
Thank you. Seeing nothing, we will close the public hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. I move to approve resolution number 30936, approving development agreement with Cooper Properties LC, authorizing annual appropriation tax increment payments and pledging certain tax increment revenues to the payment of the agreement.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30936, approving development agreement with Cooper Properties LC, authorizing annual appropriation tax increment payments and pledging certain tax increment revenues to the payment of the agreement. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries. And our last public hearing on proposed amendments to the Central Corridor Urban Renewal Area, the West Tower Terrace Road Urban Renewal Area, the 29th Avenue Urban Renewal Area, and Echo Hill Urban Renewal Area. Public hearing is now open. Presentation.
Yes, so this is for the other urban renewal areas. This is an amendment to continue the support programs that we have in place. This is to provide the administrative support for our urban renewal area initiatives. So this is truing up some expenditures from last year and extending for another year.
Thank you. Is there anyone here that is in favor or against the proposed amendments? Please come forward to the podium. Seeing none. Oh, I almost forgot again. Anything outside of the meeting?
I have not received any comments.
Thank you. We will close the public hearing.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve resolution number 30937, approving urban renewal plan amendments for the Central Corridor Urban Renewal Area, the West Tower Terrace Road Urban Renewal Area, the 29th Avenue Urban Renewal Area, and the Echo Hill Road Urban Renewal Area.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30937, approving urban renewal plan amendments for the Central Corridor Urban Renewal Area, the West Tower Terrace Road Urban Renewal Area, 29th Avenue Urban Renewal Area, and the Echo Hill Road Urban Renewal Area. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think just to point out the amounts that were on the previous screen, Brian, just remind us, those amounts are not for 1 year. Those amounts represent, do I recall, is that a 5-year period of time that those amounts are rolling forward to be able to cover the administration and support?
So This just sets a maximum and then there'll be an internal loan to cover the exact costs. But those are rolling over the period, yes.
Yeah, it just rolls it forward. So this is, I just don't want
Yep.
people to be reading this and think that we're spending that kind of a money
No.
on annual administration. These are amounts, if I recall, cover typically about a
Right.
5-year period of time.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve project calendar for the trade packages associated with the new public service maintenance facility as follows. Resolutions 30938 to 30940.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the project calendar for the trade packages associated with the new public service maintenance facility as follows. Resolutions 30938 through 30940. And we have some short presentation or update.
We can go through the slides again, or I could answer questions, whatever you want me to do, Mayor.
Anybody want to see the slides again and have a presentation or any questions?
Ryan, could you just maybe highlight some of the key milestones that we're going to be working against?
Okay, so this is the bulk of the trade packages going out for the new facility. We have 7 trade packages, so this is a roofing to general construction, overhead doors, mechanical, electrical, civil, concrete, flat work. So what we have awarded up to this point was the foundation repair package that went to Western Specialties. They're out there right now. And then we also awarded the pre-engineered metal building package. And that was awarded back in July, and that went to King Knutson Construction. So this is what we call the bulk of the trade packages. Okay, so this is basically to finish the building. We're going to get the shell up. This will finish it. The way we constructed this is that the bids will be due December 8th. This is the prime time to get the bids out this time of year. And then depending on how the bids come back, the public hearing will be on December 22nd. So the engineer's estimate for the remainder of these packages was $17 million. So when we received that estimate, we were shocked. We were blown away. So we sat down, Kim and I did talk to Conlin Construction earlier this week. They think there's quite a bit of room in there. And so in the market conditions today, I think they're a little gun shy to give you an exact figure. And so there's a lot of contingency not built into each trade package as well as an overall contingency. So I'll go over that. And so the market conditions that we're seeing in 2019, the same exact pre-engineered metal building system was just over $1.4 million. In 2022, the same system was just over $4.3 million. The city council made the decision to go ahead and harden that package, which added like $250,000 to that. So it's just over like 4.585 million is what that was. And so we have really not changed the design of the facility from the previous design, not one bit. And we actually took some things out. We took some overhead gantry cranes out. We also kind of minimized the mechanical systems. In the previous design, we had a mechanical bid come back that was really high. And so we took that out. We tried to minimize this as much as we could. The civil package, that's all your paving and your dirt work. That has not changed, not one bit from the previous design. And so back in 2022 of February, the budget number was just shy of $22 million. We knew that. We knew things doubled in price. So what we've seen lately is even a greater cost increase. So the way this is being put together, what we'd like to do is at least bid out the trade packages. We do think there's quite a bit of contingency built into that $17 million number. We won't know until we get the bid packages back. If they come back, we'll analyze it. We'll get with Conlin to see what options they got. Then we'll bring it back to council and say, hey, this is a true cost, a true number that we're working with. Right now, I don't think we really have a true cost. I really don't, based on the market conditions. So With that, that's going to put the building just shy of 28 million based on estimates. Okay, so that number we think will change quite a bit. Moving forward, that would be the schedule. What we'd like to do, hopefully we'll get these numbers back, is that we're in a position to where we can start installing the office, the precast office. Right now, we're paying storage costs on the precast. So we'd like to get that off that site, stop paying storage costs and get that office built. That would be the first part. Second part would be the steel insulation. That would happen in April, followed by the balance of the precast. And then the trade packages that will get in there. The substantial completion date would be in March in 2024. That's what's currently scheduled.
So thank you for that recap and the milestones that we're going to be working against. I guess you said something there that just caught my ear. Rethinking overhead cranes and also mechanical packages. And I guess the general question I have, maybe I'm thinking about the utility and usefulness of the overhead cranes. Does changing your thinking on those, does that create a future impediment of servicing equipment or anything?
What we did, we got a little bit smarter. We do have a need for those overhead gantries. They're not a big cost. But originally the previous building design had them going down each parking bay. We felt that was unnecessary. So we only contained them on 2 service bays as well as this facility. So doing that, we saved, I think we took about $1 million off of that. There's going to be other, and we're not compromising the functionality of the city by no means. Okay. We are. The mechanical systems where the previous design, I don't know if you remember this, but on the previous letting we had for the first go around of the building, we had a very extravagant mechanical systems design. We haven't changed the functionality that one bit. We just kind of made it simpler. And so it will function exactly the way we want it and be, it's running off that geothermal system, but we don't need a lot of electrical controls that they had in there previously. So those were the big changes. The other changes we're going to see is that when we bid these trade packages out, we're going to see what we call addendums and or change requests. A good example, I talked about the Public Services Board today. The roofing system that's proposed is a very, very good, very high level roofing system. It's an EPDM roof at 90 mil. It has like a 30-year warranty. We're going to get people back that'll want to bid it to something a little bit cheaper. And so when those bids come back, we'll know exactly, we'll make those decision points and recommend that to council. So by no means do we want to go forward with that figure, that $17 million figure that just astonished us. But we do want to get get those packages out this time of year. It's a great time of year to bid it and see how competitive we get and just see how much contingency was programmed in there from the engineers.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So a clarification. So you're saying there are no overhead cranes in this building?
No, there is. There is. We reduced the number of them.
Oh, because I know overhead cranes. So you're going to more gantries? Instead of
They're all
overhead
gantries.
cranes?
Yeah, they're all gantries. Yep.
Oh, so all gantries?
Yep.
Because I know overhead cranes are expensive due to the support system,
Yep.
that it takes. I have a question
Yep.
that I'm not looking for the answer tonight, but my question going forward is going to be, at what point in time are we going to be discussing how we are financing this project? The numbers we're talking about today are substantially, probably double or 2.5 times what we originally talked about a couple of years ago. So I guess I don't need the answer tonight, but I'm going to be looking for, when are we going to be having the discussion? How are we going to finance this? And I'm assuming once we get firm numbers in December, that discussion should ensue shortly thereafter.
What you'll see
Oh.
first, you'll probably see some of that information come forward first because they're already working on that model. So we gave them the worst case scenario. And so Michael Maloney with DA Davidson, he's already running with it.
Yeah, and I know part of it's still hung
Yep.
up with insurance and all of that. So it's a
Yep.
complicated bear.
Yep.
And I understand all that, but I also understand in the interim, at some point in time, this city needs to figure out how we're going to finance this bigger beast. And I think we need to understand that. So I've not heard about that or seen that. I'm just saying I'm assuming it's coming down the road.
That will come in short order.
Okay, very
Yep,
good.
Yep.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Ryan?
Ryan, could you tell us, due to the delay, has there been any changes to our rebates or alternative sources for like our solar and some of those other things that we were going to be using that was going to be offsetting some of those expenses? Have any of those changed at all in this new model now?
No, so as the council knows, we have a 300-ton geothermal loop field already installed. That rebate scenario that comes from Mid-Americans and Alliance new construction energy incentive program. And so basically the cost for that improvement is paid for by that rebate. So we're looking at a $525,000 to $600,000 rebate that'll still come back. Okay, we're still tied to that rebate structure. And then the other thing was our backup generation unit. We got a feed-in tariff that we were going to do with Alliant. That's still the same. That hasn't changed one bit. The same thing if the council still wants to pursue, this building was designed to be net zero energy. If you still want to pursue a solar application, we can. That won't be a cost to the city. We do a PPA. So all that's still there. We've done everything we could during this design we have scaled some things back, and not to say we won't stop there. If we get those costs back, we know we got some work to do.
Okay, thank you. And that's what as we are learning about some of these significant changes on this financially from the delay, I didn't know if any of those rebates or any of those incentives have been lost now. So I appreciate a little update on that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brian, just one other thing that not necessarily tonight, but you referenced, I think the rate structure that we might have available to us from Alliant. And obviously with having a solar panel array that is going to be utilized at some point. I'm putting my little utility hat back on. I'd like just to kind of better understand some of that.
Yep.
Most of it's for my own curiosity, but I want to put the sniff test to some of that just to make sure that it's well understood.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, and council, I'll just add a few things to what Ryan said. Just want to make sure that as they were going through the specifications of this project, Ryan and his team, many of the team members out of public service spent a lot of time going through those specifications. So the question about, are we reducing our effectiveness or efficiencies? I think we have a really good handle on that. And moving forward, you will have a good project that will aid in our effectiveness and our efficiency. So I think overall, it's a benefit to the community, benefit to the team that works out there, and to us as a whole.
Yep. So the goal is getting these bid sets out. We'll get a handle on this. We just got to get a handle on these numbers. Talking more with Shive, talking more with Conlon, I think we're going to see a different picture here when the bids come back in December. So we're hoping I just showed you the worst case scenario. Only thing we can hope for is that it gets better. And so, but we're not gonna be complacent about it. If we got to make some big changes, we will. So.
Thank you, Ryan. I think that is all.
It's great. Thanks.
So unless there's any other questions, we'll go ahead and vote on this. Thanks, Ryan. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to direct staff to submit an application to the Water Infrastructure Fund, the WIF, through the Iowa Finance Authority for segment 7 of Indian Creek and Dry Run Creek Sanitary Sewer Capacity Improvements Project.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to direct staff to submit an application to the Water Infrastructure Fund through the Iowa Finance Authority for segment 7 of the Indian Creek and Dry Run Creek Sanitary Sewer Capacity Improvement Project. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Your Honor, I move to approve ordinance number 22-20, amending chapter 63 of the Code of Ordinances relating to speed regulations on 44th Street. This is our second consideration.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 22-20, amending chapter 63 of the Code of Ordinances relating to speed regulations on 44th Street. The second consideration. Any discussion? You
What-
have a question?
I do. It's just a process question. This will go to a third reading. Was there some urgency to get through this process and suspend rule? Somebody asked that, I thought Tuesday.
Mike did.
I can speak to that. So the issue is that with mismarking, we need to make sure that it's marked and in the ordinance so that the speed regulations and the tickets that are being written reflect the same. And so we just wanted to remedy that issue as quickly as possible. The thought was that we would waive that third reading to save those 2 weeks. But there are not enough of you here tonight to waive that reading. We need 6 people to vote yes to waive the third.
Okay, I'm just trying to be helpful, chief. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? We will vote. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve ordinance number 22-19, approving an amendment to the Marion zoning map for properties located within former city council wards 1 and 3 and revisions within former city council wards 2 and 4, Marion, Iowa. And this is the final consideration.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 22-19, approving an amendment to the Marion zoning map for properties located within former city council wards 1 and 3 and revisions within former city council wards 2 and 4, Marion, Iowa. Final consideration. Any discussion? Hope? Did you have a?
I just wanted to make myself available if
Okay.
you had any questions, and nothing came forward with the 62nd Street property between Tuesday, the work session, and tonight. So just wanted to give everybody an update on that.
Thank you.
Right.
Any questions?
Nope.
You, Dave? We will go ahead and vote. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Your Honor, make a motion to approve ordinance number 22-21, approving an amendment to chapter 176.29, parking and loading regulations regarding permitted parking surfacing material, second consideration.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 22-21, approving an amendment to chapter 176.29, parking and loading regulations regarding permitted parking surfacing material, second consideration. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve ordinance number 22-22, amending chapter 176.51 of the Marion Code of Ordinances regarding building setbacks within the M-1 light manufacturing and M-2 general manufacturing zoning districts. This will be the second consideration.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 22-22, amending chapter 176.51 of the Marion Code of Ordinances regarding building setbacks within the M1 light manufacturing and M2 general manufacturing zoning districts, second consideration. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries.
Yes, Your Honor. I move to approve ordinance number 22-18, approving a request to rezone property from AG Agricultural Holding and PDR Planned Development Residential to SR3 Suburban Medium Density Single Family Residential for property located north of 35th Avenue and east of 44th Street, extended north in Marion, Iowa. This is a request from Sycamore Development LLC, and this is our final consideration.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 22-18, approving a request to rezone property from AG Agricultural Holding and PDR Plan Development Residential to SR3 Suburban Medium Density Single Family Residential for property located north of 35th Avenue and east of 44th Street, extended north, Marion, Iowa, Sycamore Development LLC, and our final consideration. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve resolution number 30941, approving Sycamore Heights preliminary plat for property located north of 35th Avenue and east of 44th Street, extended north, Marion, Iowa. This is from Sycamore Development LLC.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 30941, approving Sycamore Heights preliminary plat for property located north of 35th Avenue and east of 44th Street, extended north, Marion, Iowa, Sycamore Development LLC. Discussion.
Comment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dave, I just want to extend appreciation to the reconsideration that the developer gave on this, given you know, being responsive to our concerns about the density of the initial representation of this. And they came back with an effective modification to it. So thank them. Thank you.
Anything else? We will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carries. And our final item F6 has been removed, so we will move on to public forum. This time is set aside for comments from the public. Please understand that the city council will not take any action on your comments at this meeting due to requirements of the open meeting laws, but may do so at a future meeting. If there's anyone here to address the council, please come forward to the podium. Seeing none, we will move on to council comments. We'll start with Grant.
Okay, I should get done about 7 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
No,
I mean, we're starting with Steve.
First off, Ryan, I just want to express my excitement about your project that we discussed. You know, that's gone through a lot of trials with the derecho and everything, and it's nice to see, even though there are a lot of question marks for public services building, that's going to end up effectively being a real nice home for our crews to be working out of. And so I'm really excited about that. And the only other comment that I would just make is we had our first meeting of the airport visioning team last night. It was a bit of a level set session for those members. But based on the comments that came in that very first meeting, I'm really excited about what that group will be able to produce as we continue through our process. So I know one of the members is here, so I thank him and the balance of the team for their attentiveness last night. That's all I got.
Mr. Jensen?
Yeah, Thursday, we're going to be having the 7th Avenue ribbon cutting. So that's an exciting time to finally celebrate that multi-year project. I have one question for Jake. Jake,
Okay.
is 7th Avenue between 8th and 10th going to be open by that ribbon cutting?
Yes.
That's the answer I wanted. Thank you very much.
When will it be open?
Soon.
Okay. Weather permitting, right?
I just wanted that date open. I don't care about how soon, but at least by that date.
I'm surprised he didn't say weather permitting after what he said, though, so.
It'll be open by next Thursday.
Sarah?
Just a comment again that for those that attended the Marion Chamber lunch on Monday, they talked a lot about partnerships. That was the theme of the lunch and the speaker. And I think our speaker from State Economic Development, Debbie Durham, does a great job. She's well respected in the state for a lot that has been done in her tenure. And she called us, think a beacon. She's very complimentary of everything going on in Marion. And that's a shout out to the partnerships that the chamber alluded to and talked about. So I just want to say thanks for all that, our team does to be partners with the community organizations getting things done here, because we continue to hear a number of positive comments about all the great things going on in this community. I heard them again earlier this week at an event in my organization with some folks who had lived here, moved out, came back, and specifically moved to Marion and are just overwhelmed with the projects and the great things happening here. So thanks all for your work and partnerships and continuing to reach higher.
Randy?
I have nothing, thanks.
I'll just say a couple things. We're missing a few people here this evening. Mike and Seth, the mayor and the city manager all not here because Seth and Mike are receiving awards for 40 under 40. Congratulations to them. And the mayor is getting an award for alumni for previous 40 under 40 because he's not 40 under 40 anymore. He's well above that. Hopefully he listens to this and hears that. And then the city manager's there to support. So congratulations to those three. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, tomorrow night, just so everyone knows, tomorrow night at Marion football field is the final home game at Thomas Park. So it's senior night tomorrow night, and then they're doing their last game at the park, and then the new complex will be open for next year. So if anyone ever went to Marion and they wanted to go to one last game tomorrow night, Friday night.
They should be favored to win that game.
Fingers crossed. I think that's all I got. So I guess we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:11. So did you say 40 minutes? 45. Hey, we beat it. Meeting adjourned.
So they're selling them pieces of